Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Stellaris Necroids, a sponsored stream where I cover the Necroids DLC, adapted from a Twitch stream. Let's get started. The necrophage Lord Yoda. And literally a tumbling satellite, and I mean, it literally is a tumbling satellite. That is so funny. So I should mention, because I don't want to be in violation of the FTC, that this is indeed a sponsored stream. What that means is I received I believe it's what, $8? $8 DLC for free from Paradox. But the rest of everything else I own myself. I bought Stellaris and all the other DLCs. But I need to disclose that, and that's why there's a hashtag up top, so that I'm in compliance with the law. Alright, so what I wanted to do is allow you guys to sort of help me design everything, meaning the race, the way they look, the way they act. Obviously, we're going to do necrophages. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select some of the settings that I think are obvious, like the necrophage origin. So if you're unfamiliar with Stellaris in general, Stellaris is a space 4X. 4X meaning explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. That's sort of the genre. Games like it would be, you know, Crusader Kings or EU4 or Civ, the whole Civilization series, or the Origin, Masters of Orion or whatever. That would be like a 4X game. Stellaris happens to be one of my favorite 4X games. I was not paid to say that. I have a ridiculous amount of hours in Stellaris, and I chase the achievements, or I used to, before YouTube became like a full-time deal. And necrophages is a way for your species to evolve as a virus, and to basically exterminate and assimilate enemy species. So I haven't played it at all. This is totally new to me, the necrophage part. But thanks for everybody tuning in. And Savior, thanks for the gifted subs and the resub. So the first thing is the necrophage origin. So this means that we can convert populations of other species to our primary species through, you know, our necrophage virus or whatever it is. Yeah, we're sort of the organic Borg, is a good way to put it. Necrophage population pops may be leaders or take ruler jobs, only the necrophage. We start with 12 populations as a secondary pre-species, and then the guaranteed habitable planets are instead primitive colonies that we will infect, which is odd. It's very different. That part is significantly different. Before you start, you can't biomodify your necrophage pops, even with the ascension. So basically, don't go down the biomodification, is what you mean, I hope. So, the necroids. Here are the necroids. Here are the choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think you know what I'm about to do, which is a simple poll if I could get that pulled up, and I can't because I'm an idiot. Yeah, if you could specify what you... Ooh, and now you guys kicked off Hype Train. If you could specify what you mean by, like, you can't biomodify before you start. Okay, which designed portraits? Well, that's pretty straightforward. It's just a number. Just a straight old number. Yeah. Geez, you gotta resist the hype train. You can't use ascension perks or anything to injure my race? Yeah, I don't know. So, let's see. It's ordered left to right, top to bottom. And if you want me to click on any of them, just let me know. So here's what 4 looks like. Sort of a... I don't know, a slug-like female. Someone said 5. They look very avian and sort of cultish. 9s. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is like a mech suit, like a Dr. Octopus type deal. 10 definitely has a sort of 40k, Warhammer 40k feel to it. What else do we have? Oh, and Savior, and Artie Marty, Sky Collective, Glitch, thanks for the bits and gifted subs. Hype Folk 2. 2 reminds me of some sort of zombie-esque, you know, Dead Space. Kind of Dead Spacey a little bit, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Here's another, what looks, what do you look? He looks like he came straight out of Horizon Zero Dawn as some sort of evil cultist. This guy just has a lot of chin. He doesn't look so necrophage-y. This one straight up looks like a xenomorph. You don't even look that much necrophage either. Sort of vampiric. Sort of the Bram Stoker style vampire, maybe? As 14 and 15, I don't know. I don't know what you look like. And this guy looks like he's from Dragon Ball Z or something. I can see that the pole here, the pole map pole, like, just glitches right off. I'll try to expand it. It glitches right off the screen. No, it's not even going to fit. I apologize. I can't even make it fit, because it's just so long. But at least you know the numbers. Little locust type. So they're pretty cool. And I'll wrap this up so that we're not staring at the species forever. It looks like 9 is the choice. By a bit. Sky Collective, thanks for the gifted sub. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going with the, like, Octoborg virus in a pod. Cool. As far as names go, I'll just random it. Or how about, Trebo. How about Trebo? That works for me. Alright, name list. TRB will be the prefix, and then we'll pick... I'll just, because these are so not consequential, I'll just pick Necroid 4. So we have traits and pre-traits. So there's 2 different species here. There's the species post-necrophage infection and pre-necrophage infection. So there's sort of 2 species in your necrophages. The other one, I think, was number 10, was the runner-up, which is weird that it doesn't. I can't pick it, but I'll just pick 9 across the board, and we'll call these guys pre-Trebo. Yeah, the uptime might not be updated. That's on me. And the pre-Trebos, we will just give the same Necroid names. Or maybe actually not. Out of confusion. We'll give them, like, lithoid names. Homeworld. Well, I could have you vote on that. I don't think it really matters if we're an infection species, but I'll let you pick between dry, wet, and frozen. So, sort of 3 choices there. That's a straightforward little poll there. Even more gifted subs. Yeah, you guys are kicking up this hype train. And then Trebo Prime. And the star name will also be Trebo. Everything is Trebo. Kind of like the board, right? City appearance is pretty obvious. It will be Necroids, Necroid cities, which look more darker and more evil-like, I guess. The origin I did go over. It's going to be necrophage. And then the necrophage origins require that you aren't a Gestalt consciousness. So, strangely enough, you can't be hive-minded necrophages, which I was surprised. I really thought that you would be able to be hive-minded necrophages, but you'd be wrong. So, likely, we are to be probably imperial or dictatorial, as a democratic necrophage seems a little strange, but I'll have you vote on that next. After you vote on the homeworld type. The advisor voice.
Death comes for all sapients in the end. But no one said it couldn't be led a merry chase first.
Sounds like the Queen of Blades. But yeah, we'll pick the Necroid voices. How do viruses have government? I don't know. As far as a flag goes, Is there new necrophage flags? I don't know if that was included in the, Oh, well, there you go. You kicked off another tier of the, hype train. What represents necrophages? So if we were like a little pod thing, maybe this? There is no flags. Okay. So maybe this represents our species looks like most. And if you're going with frozen, I'll click that in. If we're going to frozen, we'll have it be icy or something like that. Something akin to this. You know, we are the mechs, the frozen mechs of the icy void. So let me fix that homeworld. So I'll pick... We'll kind of mimic the thing. We'll be Arctic frozen like the thing. As far as government ethics, this will require a bit of polling as well. So I'm going to put up every sort of ethic, even if they don't really make sense, like and then sort of pick from the winners. So we got militarist, we've got xenophobe, we've got egalitarian. Here, let me move my screen a little bit so I can actually read them myself. And we've got materialist. Materialist is sort of science. I know it's strange that it says materialist, but it's sort of the science background. Pacifist, which would be pretty problematic and weird, but whatever. Xenophile. Authoritarian. And spiritualist. So there is that new list, 1 through 8. And while we do that, I can look at the flag again. So, oh, you think I can't pick Xenophile? No, I'm able to pick Xenophile, oddly enough. So the necrophage origins doesn't allow... Oh, yeah, okay. You does not have Xenophile ethics. So I guess Xenophile is not a valid choice, but I doubt it would win anyway. So we can't be fanatic Xenophile, fanatic egalitarian, or death cult or corporate death cult. And we can't be Gestalt consciousness. Those are the requirements for a necrophage origin. That's pretty straightforward. We could still be regular egalitarian, we just can't be fanatic. Despite the fact that 3 of you already said Xenophile, even though I said that would be weird. That's fine. So that will determine our ethics. I think for authority it will just be dictatorial or imperial, but I'll have you vote on all of them. Hey, Plan the Insane. Or Veggie Lover, however you want to be called. Welcome to the stream. Right, we do have Necroid ships, which are unique, so we'll go with those. I feel good about this flag here. Maybe I wish there was like a white rather than like a gray. So this is the closest it can get to like ice, but it matches our little pods. As far as the rulers go, well, I think Trebo the King is going to be our ruler. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. So there are some color variants here, and then the rooms can be changed over. So I think this is the Necroid room, maybe? Yeah, this is the Necroid room. So we'll go with the Necroid room, and we'll go with the default coloring. Savior, thanks for the additional gifted subs. Ready to wave the white flag? No. So, militarist spiritualist? That's what you all voted on? Alright. Well, spiritualist won, so we're going to be fanatic spiritualist and regular militarist. Which means we get extra unity, and our edicts are a little bit cheaper, and we claim enemy territory more cheaply, and our ships fire weapons faster. So sort of like holy warriors. Yeah, we're going to be zealots of sorts. So next up is the choice between government authorities. I don't believe that we really should be corporate, so I'm going to leave those off. A corporate virus. Well, I can think of some corporate viruses, but we'll leave them off anyway, because it plays so differently. So we've got democratic. We've got oligarchic. we've got dictatorial and imperial. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So the democratic has elections every 10 years, and edicts are cheaper. Oligarchic is every 20 years, edicts are cheaper. Dictatorial is we can have additional edict. They're not cheaper, but we can have more of them. And then same with imperial. Basically, dictatorial and imperial are very, very similar. Oligarchic and democratic are very, very similar. One is that you hold election upon ruler death versus hold election. There's a designated successor already. Elections every 20 years, elections every 10 years. It's pretty straightforward. And you overwhelmingly say imperial, so we will be the... This is getting interesting. The death cult. We are the Trebos Necro Kingdom. I like it. I like it. What do y'all think? And then the leader is going to be the Archprophet. I don't know. I kind of like that. And then the airmail is the High Priest. Okay. Archprophet Trebos. I guess he was becoming a psychic. So, yeah. Let's save that. Oh, I have unspent ethic points. Yeah, I have a bunch of other things. So let me get to that. Government ethics. What do we want? Warrior culture, philosopher state, national zeal, reanimated armies. Ooh, interesting. Military academy building is replaced by a dread encampment, allowing the recruitment of undead armies. Yeah. Why not? That's new. So, this empire pays tribute to the memories and sapient of no. That's definitely not us. Trying to think of what would be really good for us to spread quick. We might be able to get Distinguished Admiralty, but I'm curious, given our spiritualist background, if we should have some sort of civic as an homage to our spiritualists. Maybe nationalistic zeal, even though, or police state. No, let's go nationalistic zeal. So we'll have reanimated armies and nationalistic zeal. And then we also have trait points. So what were you saying about the trait points? Is trait points like not working or something? For me to set up. Memorialist is quite neat. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense for like a the Trebos virus that we have here though. Oh yeah, are we not allowed to have go leader emphasis? Yeah, I could go life. The necrophages by default have, I believe, leaders that live longer already. So I could do super leader focus where I try to get them venerable, where they like live forever. So we have like ancient necromancers using armies of the undead. Let's see. I guess sedentary would be a good one to take as a negative. And maybe slow breeders, and then take one positive like traditional. So venerable, traditional, sedentary, slow breeders. And then are you saying, hey, Dr. Light, thanks for the follow, and Mr. Chimmick for the resubscribe. So I haven't done this before. My worry is, can I not mess with the pre-species? Or maybe I can't change them after the fact. Let me give them the same everything that I just took. Solitary, or not solitary, sedentary, slow learning. What was it? Sedentary, slow breeding, traditional. Okay. All right. Nice. Game is not eligible. Well, no. Let's be eligible for achievements. Oh, no, I'm not going to turn on Steam Cloud. Never mind. So AI Empires maxed out. Fallen Empires maxed out. Marauding maxed out. Habitable Worlds will have it 0.5. Primitive Civilizations at 1 because I think that's what we infect most. Crisis Strength, I'll have it 0.75. More primitives than that? Sure, I can do primitives and a half. Alright, this looks good. Guaranteed habitable worlds, we'll just set at 1, and we'll hit the play. So this should play very, very differently than I'm normally used to, I suppose. So, wow, yeah, it is already stranger because of the 2 species setup. So let's take a look at this planet. This planet has regular Trebo, and where are the pre-species Trebo? Yep, here's the pre-Trebos. Nice. So we have a mix of regulars and normals or whatever. Our researchers are not that attractive. So we take a little look at the leaders here. I wouldn't mind to get a meticulous one initially. So I think what I'll do is let's queue in some research first. I think... Oh, here's the Dread Encampments already, but I don't think I'm going to go that initially. It's not a good initial. And let's work on more research. So this guy is going to get fired for this one. And I'm going to replace him quickly. So the first thing we want to do of any game, and this is true of all Stellaris, is it looks like we're in near the center core of the galaxy. We need to push trade lanes as fast as we can. So what I'm going to do is sell off some resources to hire the surveyor that I want, which is this one, and stick him in this ship here. He will find more anomalies for us, which can improve our tiles a little bit more. Our construction ship, the first task I'm going to give him is to get more minerals. So he's going to go to this planet and mine it, or set up a mining station. And what else? I also want to roll out another surveyor, so we'll get a second science ship rolling out too. Yes, Trebo Prime. Okay, unpausing. Let me know if you get tired of the Stellaris basic, the default music. It wears on me after a while, so if it wears on you, I can always use my own royalty-free music. So the traits of my Emperor. Emperor Trebo is champion of the people, so people are happier, and can expand more inexpensively, which is a very, very, very good trait to have. And then the Crown Heir has an investor and an architectural sense, so he's a builder. It's fine by me. Anything funky with this one, or am I just checking out the new species? I am checking out the new species. I got a free key from Paradox to play this or play the necrophages, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Just taking advantage of that. Alright, there's not another survey that I want to put in, so I'm going to have this guy, even though he's just a military theory person, do the surveying for me. In terms of the planet, I will need to add some additional jobs sooner or later. Oh, my governor is not great either. I'd want to replace him because he's righteous, but I don't think we're going to have, like, prime issues.
Construction venture completed.
Well, there was like some echo on that voice. Cool. Alright, we don't have enough minerals to build the next mining station. We're lacking literally 1 mineral. Oof. Okay, well, we'll wait for 10 more days. It's not much. We'll get get these ships surveying, because trying to wrap in as many primitive societies as we can so that we can infect them with our virus is going to be really, really important, I think. Yeah, the necroids are designed so that they assimilate, forcibly assimilate, which is going to be probably pretty similar to when you play a machine intelligence and you cybernetically assimilate populations. I'm guessing you virally assimilate populations. So it's similar, but it's going to be a little bit different, I suspect. But I'm not entirely sure, because this is a new look at this. So the populations that are currently growing are my pre-Trevo, interestingly enough, and not my regular population. I wonder how that will factor in. I actually don't know. Alright, speeding up time just a little bit up to fast. If you have any questions for me that you think I can answer, I know almost nothing about the Necrophage DLC, but I do know a lot about the base game. So I can help with some questions. So our construction ship just... Oh boy. So we just found a pre-spacefaring civilization that we can go mess with, which is how our species expands, and that's really good. And they are on Turzam, so it's probably our guaranteed expansion point. So at the start of every game, generally, when you're not necrophages, you're given, like if you say, I want to be an Arctic world, you're given one guaranteed Arctic world near you. What is the best expansions to play for this game? I would say Utopia is probably the one to have. If you had to buy one, I would buy Utopia. And then that is so much of a obvious one. Almost every Stellaris player is going to tell you Utopia, I think. But then your second DLC, that's more up to opinion. But you're welcome to chime in, anyone else that knows Stellaris, if you disagree with me. But Utopia adds so much to the game. That was like a mega DLC. Yeah, Utopia gives Ascension perks and all that. Now, on the other hand, if you want to try these out and you know someone that owns all of the DLCs, if you play multiplayer with them, you're given access to all of the DLCs that they own, except for the species creation DLCs. So if you played with me, if this was multiplayer, you could actually try out Utopia, because if I have it enabled, you get to use it for free. That's how all Paradox games are, which is pretty cool. All right, so we get our first tradition. I'm going to pause. We are spiritualists and we are militarists. So I'm going to have you guys... Normally I just go with discovery because it allows you to survey faster and explore faster and expand faster. But I'm going to have you pick between the three. So let's go with harmony or supremacy or discovery. So harmony is the spiritualist tree, supremacy is the militarist tree, and discovery is the science tree. I know we're not scientists, it's just the discovery tree is typically what I would play. I'm not trying to massage it too much. I mean, you can pick whatever you want. But the discovery tree allows you to expand or explore faster, and it helps science. Supremacy helps you wage wars, and harmony lets you unite your population. You'll live longer and you'll eat less food and stuff like that. And I'll leave that up for 25 more seconds. It will be one of those flash poll ideas. And while you're voting, Necrophage Lord Yoda reporting for duty. Yeah, that's right. All right, looks like you all agree with me. Discovery is the way to go. I would agree. So right when you unlock Discovery, you research anomalies 20% faster. Not that I'm doing that initially, but it's useful. And this is what an anomaly looks like. So this anomaly right now is challenging for me to research and would take a lot of time, which is why I skipped it. But it unlocks some sort of benefit normally, or triggers some sort of event. All right, the Habitable Worlds survey sounds good to me. So the Habitable Worlds survey is just a sort of general goal of surveying 8 habitable worlds, and there's really no problem in taking it. unless your galaxy is so small you don't think there's 8.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
And we are continually finding
Completed.
more anomalies. Now, instead of going for the initial expansion into Turzam is not a choke point. So I'm going to send my construction ship down to whatever this place is called, Corniforos, because I'd rather secure my choke points before expanding my species. That is always something I felt was really, really important early on. Ooh, there's 2 worlds here. Now, actually, this is a bad planet to survey because it's not leading me to a choke point. So I'm going to survey this system here and then this system here. And in fact, let's get a third science ship out to help with this. So I'm going to get another third scientist, and then I'm going to hire a science ship to man it. I'll hire an archaeologist, and that will help me survey the anomalies later on. So, in fact, you go survey there. Okay. How much more? Okay, so this ship has to survey each and every point of interest in the solar system before I can claim it as my own. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more things to survey. So it's going to be a little bit. This solar system has just a lot of stuff going on. Isn't the territory created by choke points kind of small? Yes. So I'd want to get this choke point here, and then I'd want to jump to the next choke points. And you want to branch out to every fork as you can and just gobble them up as fast as you can. All right, so here's the other ship. Let's put the archaeologist in and let me survey here. So the fastest way to get this choke point is to colonize this world here rather than go 2 hops. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. 2 hops, a lot more cheap than 3. Yeah. In the beginning, it doesn't seem advantageous to secure your choke points, but given that once your borders are established, it requires you to go to war to really claim additional stuff, it is so much better to secure it early. So, ooh, we found an abandoned gateway. Nice. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if we zoom out here, the ones that are important to have is this one here. That locks down this whole section. So if I locked this here, this, and this, I would have a great big swath of land sort of guaranteed as my own. The last time I played Stellaris, I got, like, choked out. And by that I mean I had a bunch of blockers. I had a bunch of things that, like, penned me in and stopped my expansion, which I think would be very detrimental if we're role-playing a virus, right? We don't want Greenland to close their ports. We don't want Madagascar to close their ports. We want to spread. Yeah, I could have some sort of blocker by this this black hole here. Yeah, Madagascar gotta keep those. Gotta keep them open. Wow, there's 3 anomalies here at this world. If I hover over it, does it show? No, it just says unknown. Unknown black hole. So it's not like Gargantua or whatever. I can't know that until I'm there. Right, let's build another mining district. No, the Uncharted is just unknown until you at least go there the first time with a survey ship. That system did not have much on it. I guess I could have checked that. Yeah, it's basically empty. And my initial surveyor just gained a level, and I gained my first tradition. So I'm going to just pick here. I'm going to go to Boldly Go. To boldly go will allow my survey ships to survey faster, which is critically important when you're trying to establish borders early on. So we will boldly go where no virus has gone before. Alright, come on, finish your stupid survey. There's 2 more points of interest here, and then I can start to spread. What I might want to do is to get a second construction ship so that I can start claiming the other direction. So that I'm not just waiting for one construction ship to be done. Because this... let's start naming the systems after you guys. How about I do that? Let me close some of this. So the giveaway. I didn't give you warning, but Grokken, you're going to be Can. Once I claim it, I guess. You'll be Can. And welcome, Can, to the stream. And then Corn here, I'll rename as well. So if you want Corn to be named after you, type something in the chat. I'll give you just a minute. Give you a little bit of head start. Alright, so we're missing a few alloys to claim Grokken. Or Can, I should call it. Yeah, I'll keep Trevo. This is Trevo's kingdom.
System survey has concluded.
So now we're starting to starbase up Corn, which is about to get a new name. And let's see what that name's going to be. Chimmick. Okay. Chimmick and Can. You guys are viruses now. Let's go to this choke point first, because that's the easiest one for me to lock down. And for this guy, I'm going to see if this black hole is a blocker or not.
A system survey has concluded.
Alright. So, Chimmick is ready to be renamed. And everything in there is now Chimmick. And then as soon as I build Grokken's station, we'll name it all Can. To review, I did do the governance, but to review those that are coming in, I am an Imperial fanatic spiritualist materialist with a ruler that is not immortal. I have the Sibic's reanimated armies, so I have undead armies, and nationalistic zeal, so that I can go to war longer and for cheaper. We're not immortal yet.
Construction venture completed.
Alright, let's name this Can. And Can has a disabled gateway, which is pretty cool.
A system survey has concluded.
So, Fulbora is one of the next systems we're going to claim. They don't start off as immortal, no. They do, so by default, the necrophage... Let me see. The necrophage trait here? Where is it? It should show. Oh, yeah. Necrophage. Leader lifespan, 80 years, increase. Ruler pop outsource output, 5% increase. Specialist pop resource output, 5% increase. Workers, minus 10%. So they make bad workers. They make good rulers and specialists. They grow really, really, really slow. Minus 75%, which is pretty brutal. But they don't eat much, and they don't cost a lot of mineral upkeep. So they are... yeah. That's pretty interesting. I think, given that I may have made a bit of a mistake giving them slow breeders on top of it, but I will build to rectify that situation. Okay, so the science ship here just leveled up and got a new trait. And it's one that I am going to put them into societal research as a result. So my societal researcher here, oh, that's mechanical, is going to become my surveyor. And then the surveyor is going to flip. Because he got a trait. I'm not explaining this well. He got a trait that allows him to research 5% faster. Maniacal. So I might as well take advantage of it and throw him into society, because my guess is a lot of the necrophage specific tech is societal tech. So the pre-patent species to pair with the necroids are just regular old species that don't have all the negatives. So they can't be leaders, and they don't make good leaders. But there you have it. And I think I am able to convert the pre-species into the founder species. So I guess part of it is trying to strike a good balance between leaders and worker class. If that makes sense. I have tried Lithoid. I did a Lithoid stream a few weeks ago or so on Twitch. That might still be in the VOD. Undead rocks. You can't do both. Oh, great. My governor is a substance abuser. Fantastic. Doesn't really matter. He's being necrophage. He's going to live 80 extra years, so a minus 20 is not that big of a deal, but it is kind of annoying. You disappoint me. All right, next up, we can get research subsidies and research station outputs increase, or go the other line, and I'll do database uplinks or more research station stuff. Yeah, we're 160 with Venerable, yeah. We're also, yeah, so we went Venerable and Necrophage. So we have extra 160 years on top of whatever we start with. And then soon we are going to get the tradition of Traditional, which... oh no, believe it or not, Traditional... The Harmony Tree has been redesigned. So normally there's a trait in here that you can pick up to live longer, but this Harmony Tree is different than the generic Harmony trees, which is kind of cool. Pre-sapient species should also not be venerable. It's too late to fix that. I just made them identical. I should have differentiated them more, but oh well.
Construction venture completed.
Alright, so this constructor is done up there. And now we're butting up against our influence cap. We are running out of influence to be able to expand our borders more than anything else.
Construction venture completed. A system survey is concluded.
So far, I haven't found any other primitives, which is kind of surprising. These primitives here on whatever the heck this is called, oh my goodness, is in the Steam Age.
Strange happenings are afoot.
Ooh, Lur Zuman has a lot of minerals, that's for sure. So I need 5 more influence, which is like 2 months worth of influence to capture this choke point here. Fuldora.
A system survey has concluded.
Yeah, the voice is sort of like a slightly smoother Queen of Blades, I feel like. No, Hemfairs or Hemtears is not named after a viewer. I'll do that too. So just type something in chat, and in 2 minutes, I will dole that one out too. Alright, Light's End. Oh, interesting. So this is not a blocker, but I'm not going to spoil what Light's End is, but yeah, I know. I know.
A system survey has
And,
completed.
okay, and here is the Ute event chain,
The
precursor
situation
chain.
has been amended.
That's kind of a, it's not, yeah. If you're unfamiliar to Stellaris, that chain is not the best. That's okay. I need to be handicapped to some degree or another. So Light's End just found dark matter. that I'm not going to be able to utilize for like eons and eons and eons. Hey, Dennis Keith. Welcome to the stream. So this scientist here is going to start to do the anomalies. Even though he's an archaeologist, we'll just have him level up doing anomalies. Or no, you know what? I'm gonna have him survey the other direction. So the one that went towards Light's End will start surveying out to the fork. And let's go raffle off the name. It's Dennis Keith. All right. Dennis Keith, you are now a solar system. And then Fuldora needs to be raffled as well, and that's going to be Arctic Arcanum. I wonder if I can paste. I can. Lovely. Now I have to sort of decide, with my limited influence, what choke point is most important to push towards. Hey, Free Dog. 16 months. Epic. Epic. What else do we find? Zro? Oh my god, we found Zro and dark matter next to one another. That's pretty good. I'm going to turn this into a starport so that I can capitalize on the trade value. Oh, and I'm going to do that right now. Boop. Yeah, the Wezen is a pretty solid start resource.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll probably work towards Wezen, because whatever this choke point is, this one's pretty important. It would keep people out of my cluster. And then if I capture this one, I'll want to go to Ibanic Vale over here. And if I get these two, let's say I get this choke point and this choke point, it sort of prevents anyone from settling in here. This whole swath would be mine by default, which is a nice plush amount of terrain to just have.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
Yep. Now I have 2 construction ships that are just sitting idle.
Happenings are afoot.
Yeah, I got some Zro if I go more spiritualist, which I probably will do the psychic ascensions, given that I'm a spiritualist. It also looks like this... Yeah, no, never mind. I analyzed it right. Alright, keep moving, keep moving. I think I'm going to tell this science ship, once it's done surveying this, to finish here and then go to this choke point. Because this choke point controls these two, this fork here. I'm probably not going to be able to lock it down, given my limited influence, but I at least want to know. Yeah, I have a lot of natural hazards around me. Yeah, exactly. I got some pretty good geography so far. Unless, of course, this system right here is already occupied.
A system survey has concluded.
That's a possibility. Alright, so while I'm waiting for 11 more influence, we'll get that in 4 more months. Trevo, how are you doing? So we need another job out of you? I guess I'll go minerals for now. So we're about to max out on jobs. Or run out of jobs. Well, actually, no, hold on. Let me pause and analyze. So these specialty buildings could hire someone, and I'm going to make a temple. That's going to make people more attracted to spiritual ethics and offer some priest jobs, which will produce unity, which will expand our traditions. That's going to be really important given that I am a fanatic spiritualist. Or, and a militarist.
A system survey has concluded.
Okay, so finish the queue. This construction ship, I don't really have a place for them to go, because I don't know which direction I want to move to first, but I will grab Eton Stella. And is there anything? No, I've named everything, right? Yes. So Eton Stella is about to get claimed, and that's going to be another thing that I can name after you guys. Let's take a look at my leaders. So my current governor, I'm going to replace with, you know, you just suck. All right, I'm going to replace with this like land clearer, I guess. There wasn't a really good choice. What about scientists? No, not a lot of good choice. Okay, I'm stuck with them for now because I don't have enough money to like fire and replace them all.
Strange happenings are afoot.
All right, so we got, this is probably a precursor. Yeah, precursor activity is here. That's a very, very, very hard anomaly to analyze. So you want to do that with a really old scientist. Luckily, our scientists are supposed to live for like forever, so that's not that much of a problem. But just want to point that out, that we're going to ignore that for a bit. How far do you explore before you start colonizing? Generally speaking, on my worlds, I pick small galaxies, so I explore up until I bump against neighbors before I start colonizing. Unless I can afford to do both. I find that expanding my territory, for me, is a little bit more important than anything else. Hey, Jim Bob. Thanks for the bits. So, I have an important choice for you all to make. What sort of weaponry do you want me to focus? What weaponry to focus on? So we've got lasers. We've got kinetics, missiles, or strikecraft, I'll call them. Or other. I'll just call that up to me. So I don't think there's a viral, so to speak. The closest to that would be sort of like strikecraft, because they swarm. Strikecraft are, they'd be weird. It would be weird to do strikecraft, but I'd totally be down to do it. Lasers and kinetics are the most traditional. Missiles can be powerful, but they're like not as reliable as lasers and kinetics because they can get shot down. Lasers are really mitigated by armor, and kinetics are mitigated by shields, or maybe it's the other way around, but there's like, it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors. But it looks like you all are going to put it up to me. So what I'm going to do is make corvettes cheaper and sort of kick the can down the line. And maybe we'll figure out some unconventional ways of waging war.
Strange happenings are afoot.
Finding a lot of anomalies. That's pretty interesting. Yes, let's raffle for Eton Stella right now.
A study.
Severin the Great. It's a long star name. I'm gonna capitalize it a little bit. Yeah, let me put in spaces rather than underscores. And we finished basic research. Let's get administrative AI so we research even better. Arctic Arcanum. I'm going to rename this without the underscore. Just a little cleaner. Dennis Keith, I'll do the same for you. Oh, we found alloys at Karathor. So many anomalies. I have so many anomalies to like mess with. A mix between missiles and kinetics are best, IMO? Yeah. I mean, it also depends on what your end-game crisis is, right? Certain crises are weaker to certain things. So, if you have the Protheon Scourge versus if you had, the Unbidden, I mean, your weapons, the tree that you go down can also depend on what your end-game crisis is, because certain weapons are better against certain crises. Hey! We've got a raid! You were last playing another Paradox game, Crusader Kings 3. How are you liking CK3? I haven't yet sunk my teeth into it, but have you been marrying off and keeping the bloodlines pure? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Letherington threatened you? Well, thanks, Leth. I appreciate it.
A system survey has concluded.
So just to let all you raiders know what's going on, right at the start of the stream, I let pretty much everyone vote on what we look like, our traits, etc., etc. We're exploring the newest DLC to Stellaris, the Necrophage DLC. So the quick recap is our empire is the Trebo Necrophage Kingdom, something like that. We are fanatic spiritualists, and we are also militarists. So we're sort of zealous. We're zealots, right? Our civics are reanimated armies. So we have armies of the dead, undead, fighting for us. And then nationalistic zeal, which allows us to claim and wage wars a little bit longer. Our species, I made a little mistake doing the species setup, but whatever. Our species are necrophage, so the necrophage live a long time, are very productive for rulers and specialists, but they don't grow very fast, right? The whole idea of necrophage is you're a virus that modified another species and turned it into, like the Borg. Think of you must assimilate the Borg. So we're also venerable. So the joke is, of course, between the necrophage and venerable, we basically live forever. And then we are traditional for some added unity, sedentary, and slow breeders. And yeah, we'll go from there. If you have any questions about the series, just feel free to ask. Happy to answer. And this is the Necrophage Lord Yoda. Ooh, I found my first... Where is this? Oh, okay. No, it's an enclave. So this is... What kind of enclave is this? I don't even know. It's some sort of enclave. It's not another empire yet, but it's some sort of enclave, and that's interesting. So right now what I'm trying to do, my current strategy is to push the choke points, the hyperlane choke points, as fast as I can. That's usually what I do. And having an idle scientist is definitely not going to aid me in that. It looks like this might be a pocket of its own. Actually, I really do think that's a pocket of its own. This doesn't go anywhere. So I could hypothetically grab this whole pocket, which would be really, really, really good. 4 more months until we're able to get Wezen. And we'll just keep hyperlaning. Alright, the scientist at Karathor, I guess, I highly doubt there's someone back here. But basically, I want to go back there until I go back there, right? I want to figure out where my competition is so that I know who to infect. Can Necroids do diplomacy? I do believe they can. I don't think that there's an issue with that. I think you can be even a friendly Necroid if you wanted to, which would be really, really, really strange, but I'm not certain about that. Alright, so what's the catch at Wezen? I don't think there's a catch. I just think it's resource rich. We did just find an archaeology site at Karathor, which is pretty good. Yeah. I think Necroids play with their food. They're the types. Sometimes when you have planets that have tons of starter resources, there's some sort of catch, and when you settle there, you get your butt kicked. And that's no good. So we just finished our societal research. Let's do genome mapping, because our population already grows slowly. So genome mapping will help to offset this slow pop growth to allow us to population expand faster, because that's really our bottleneck, I would say. And at the end of this month, I'll get Wezen. There it is.
Survey has concluded.
Yeah, these choke points are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually going to turn this scientist around and go to the Abanic Vale and survey out that way. I would like to know what's past Karathor, but not. It's not as urgent as the others. So what I'm going to do is pump out another science ship and hire another scientist to keep surveying on that direction. Wow, my science choices here are the worst. Whatever. Yeah, so full disclosure, Paradox gave me a free key for the Necro DLC. Everything else was owned by me, because I'm a big Stellaris fan. But this is a sponsored stream, and I am legal bound to inform you of that. So there's the... So yeah, but I'm not required to like say anything or whatever. This enclave was the Zuracorp. They are a trading enclave, high trader. What strategic research do you have? They have Zuragas or whatever, Zurin, for the exotic gases. I don't really care about that. I have no use for exotic gases right now, so I'm not going to worry. Oh, here's that science ship that I wanted. Let's stick the engineer in it and send them off to space. Where is everybody? I literally, so my starting stats was I put as many starting empires as I could. I maxed out for the galaxy size and have not found a soul, which is very, very, very strange because I feel like they should be here. I usually am not so lucky that no one shows up. Thank you for watching the first episode of 6, a mini-series on Stellaris Necroids. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll catch y'all next episode. Adios.